Hello everyone, may Elohim bless you. Today I want to share with you a dream that I had today that had a lot of important information in regards to the 144,000. This is one of two that I will be sharing with you. Well, actually I'm going to share both of them. I was going to split the other one, but I think I'm going to share that painting that I did. But I want to share a dream that I had today about these planets. In this dream, I just appeared sitting there. I saw people around me, a lot of people. They were just minding their own business, doing their own thing, living their lives. Then I find myself now sitting with someone that I knew from another YouTube channel. I don't know her personally. I've never spoken to her, but I recognized her. And this woman appeared next to me, and two others as well. And I knew that they were part of the 144,000. What was interesting is that when we were talking as though we always knew each other. It's like we're sitting there and we're talking. And as we're talking like if we have known each other and been friends with each other for so long. And so as we're having this conversation and we're just talking, and I'm remembering that my surrounding, I'm seeing just a lot of people going about their life. And I remember that the young lady that I did recognize from another YouTube channel, she shares with me in regards to prayer. And she said to me, when you pray, I forgot exactly the word that she used, but she was kind of saying that when you're praying, pray with understanding of what you're saying. Like, instead of you praying really quick or very gibberish, where sometimes you're not really focused into your prayer, she was saying kind of like, make sure that you're focused in your prayer, what you're saying. And when she was speaking and actually using the words that she, saying in her own words, but that's how I understood it when she was expressing it to me. I agreed with her. My spirit agreed with what she was saying in regards to prayer. That sometimes we find ourselves wanting to pray a quick prayer, but we don't put too much thought into our prayer. And so she was saying, make sure that you put thoughts into it. Like really make it into like don't just make it really quick or speed. Like really focus into your prayer. Really put effort into your prayer. And I was really, really like agreeing with this with so much that I remember saying, yes, I have to make sure that I focus more into my prayer and not get caught off and, doing a quick prayer and wrapping it up. Then I look up in the bright blue sky and I see this body of planets in a row that looks like this that you see here. I didn't count how many planets there were. I know there was more than 4 and 5 for sure. And they were lined up this way. When I first looked at them, they looked faint, not really viewable, not very solid, but you can pretty much see that they are right there in the sky. You can see them. The sky looked very vibrant, very blue. And what was strange was that when I looked at the planets, how they reminded me? It reminded me how a moon looks when it has that grayish tone. All these planets, they just looked very gray and white, very just black and white colors. There was no color in them. And for some reason, I think it was maybe to distinguish them in my dream that this was not part of the sky. These planets were just out there and lined up this way. But in my dream, I was seeing them black and white. One planet in particular looked very similar to what they picture Earth to look like. It looked very much like Earth because they had the land breaking in this way. And then next to it, I could see another planet that looked burnt, like charcoal. And the other planets had more like a moon-like, had like moons. It had like a more of an image of how a moon will look like to me. And it looked like this. And so, as I see this, as I'm seeing this, I just look and I'm like, okay, I'm noticing this, and everyone else is still like the people that I'm noticing, that I noticed before, they're still not noticing anything. They're still, again, clueless of what's happening. And so I look at the girl that I recognize more, the girl that I have seen on the YouTube channel, and I say to her, and I point to the sky and I say, look at that. And she looks and she immediately grabs the camera. And all of a sudden, as she grabs the camera, she's taking pictures. I kind of say to her, oh, try to angle it a little further so you get the full view. And as she's doing that, I began to pray, and I began to ask for forgiveness to the Father if there's anything, and asking for His mercy, asking that I may be worthy to escape all these things. And as I'm praying and all that, the other girls, they get up and they start to walk. I don't know where they went, but they got further into the crowd. They just kind of walk about, but I stayed on my knees praying, asking the Father to forgive me of all any sin that I have done, anything, and repenting and just asking the Father, may I be worthy of Him. And as I'm having this deep, profound prayer with Him, all of a sudden I knew within my spirit that the gathering of the 144,000, the first fruit, was starting right now, like they were leaving right now. And all of a sudden I feel like this lift off, feel like this feeling of someone or something is pulling, going up, pulling you up. But in the moment that I'm feeling this strong sensation, this strong feeling of being this force, I'm not being pulled up, but I feel the force. I feel this immense force of a pull. Then I stay behind and I see what happens. And I already knew that the 144,000 left in this moment. And of course, in this moment, I cried, I vented, and I asked the Father, kind of in a sense of, kind of give me strength. I can't remember my words exactly in my prayers with Him. But I was just trying to put it all together. Then I understood why He wanted me to see what was going to happen right after the 144,000 left. Instantly after they left, after the 144,000 left, serious chaos happened within a moment. As soon as they left, instant chaos came about the world. Instant chaos came about the world. People, now that one moment they looked like they were walking about, minding their own business, doing their own thing, living their own lives, suddenly became chaotic, people running and screaming, and it was just a mess. The world became a big mess. When I saw that, suddenly, it's like in the moment that I was seeing all this happening, I was praying, and then all of a sudden, I appeared again, repeating the whole scenario all over again. I appeared again, sitting. And next to me was the young lady I recognized from the YouTube channel, sitting right next to me. And then the other two women that I didn't recognize, but yet was part of our group. I understood that. They were there. And then we're just having a conversation. We're just talking. And I'm thinking, this just happened.
But I took it as, okay, this is like another moment. I'm thinking I'm not going to get distracted by anything, by any means, or whatever it is. I'm not going to get distracted. I'm going to make sure I'm ready. I'm going to make sure I'm prepared. And then suddenly I see again the planets appeared where I can see it. They're very faint, but I can see them. So I go again. I point to the planet just like I did before. I say to the girl, look at that. She looks, she grabs her camera out. She starts to take photos. But this time I don't say anything to her. I don't say, take the good view of it by the distance. I just let her do her thing. And then in that moment, I was just being thankful to the Father, thankful, because I felt like, okay, I guess He wanted me to see what was going to happen if once the 144,000 left. So now this time I got a whole different view of what happens when you leave. So now when she's taking the picture, and I had my little quick moment of prayer to myself, talking to the Father, we all get up and we get on a vehicle. And so we are on this vehicle, and only 4 people fit in this particular car, or maybe 5 could have fit, but it was 4 of us. So 4 of us fit perfectly on the inside this vehicle. And suddenly when this planet became very prominent that everyone can see, suddenly I felt this lift off, like someone, like this strong force, which I knew was the Father, started to lift us off where we were. And we were being literally, I felt like we were going with a good amount of speed off the ground, a good amount of speed. And I remember closing my eyes. I remember everyone else closing their eyes and holding as tight as they could. And we were now up in the air, going to who knows where. We were going up. But prior to this, before we got up, when we got up from where we were sitting, I remember when we were walking, I said to the lady, we're going to Mount Zion. I said to her, kind of like I wanted her to confirm it. I said, where we are going, we're going to Mount Zion. And she says to me, yes, we're going to Mount Zion. And I said, okay. And I just wanted to be, I wanted her to confirm what I was sensing. And she confirmed it too. She said, we're going to Mount Zion. And then so when she says this, we hop on the car and we're just there waiting. We're just now waiting. And then suddenly this force takes us and starts to pull us out, starts to take us away from what's going to happen to the world. And right before the serious judgment that was going to take upon the world, we were taken out. And now I appeared here. So now in front of me, we all show up, and right in front of us, we're sitting what looks to be like a table. And this table has all the plates and cups and utensils. But as I'm there, and we're all kind of looking at each other like, this is strange. Why are we here? I look at the table and I notice that all the utensils, guys, and the plates and everything, they're all Christmassy. And I immediately look at the girl that I recognized, and I said to her, and I pushed the plate away. I pushed the cup away with a lot of I was very upset to see it. And I said, no, I am not drinking out of this cup or even touching or eating anything on this. And because I said, to me, it was like, no, this is wrong. I'm not touching or eating from this. And the other girls agree, because we knew that this was an abomination. This has nothing to do with the Father. This holiday, Christmas, that many celebrate, has nothing to do with the Father. And so when I took that approach, and I was just very upset with it, just to see it there, all of a sudden this voice of the Father came out, like the voice, like if it was like in the center of the table, like I felt it like it was floating in the air, like the air itself was speaking. I don't know how to explain it, but I felt like no matter where you were going to hear that voice. And I felt like that voice, I felt it clear as day. And the voice started to speak, confirming and agreeing with what we were all feeling of, yes, it's an abomination. And then I can't remember the specific words, how he said it, but I felt in a sense that this was what we did was the right thing and not partaking of it. And then suddenly I interrupted. I'm still learning not to do that, but I interrupted, and in the dream I interrupted while the Father was speaking, and I said yes, because it's like a piece of paper, like it's nothing, it's worthless. And it just came out of me, me describing this holiday was a piece of paper, it's nothing. And he said yes, he agreed with me in regards to this. And I felt like we passed the test. It was like a feeling of like, oh, we passed the test. And then now he tells us like, okay, get yourself ready and get the vehicle ready. We're about to go. And I woke up from there. Now, this particular dream that I want to share with you all, I had it maybe 2 months ago. I decided to make a drawing out of it and draw a canvas out of it, because it was so special. It was that special. It was a beautiful dream, and I wanted to not forget it. I didn't want to forget, and instead of me writing it down, I decided to draw what was in my mind the best way that I could. And to my surprise, though I tend to draw stick figures, turns out that when I grabbed a paint brush, I was actually much better with it. So this image that you guys see here in this particular dream that I am sharing, that is very special, I appeared inside of a boat. I could feel the waves, guys, like when you're on the boat and you feel that you can feel the waves underneath the boat when the boat is moving. I appeared feeling that waves. I'm inside that boat. I'm underneath the deck. I'm inside the deck. And next to me, I noticed was my sister. I knew that she was there somehow to keep me to comfort me somehow. So everything kind of appeared normal to me. She was there, other people were there, but there was one person, one guy in particular that I knew that he was Yahusha. He was there. I saw him. He was right in front of me, but I noticed that he was giving me time to kind of understand my surroundings. He didn't approach me yet. Everything was feelings. Everything was more of like a sense of feeling than anything. As I sat there, I can be very shy at times, and so I sat there quiet. My sister was next to me. I felt like she was more of a comfort, because when she was there, she was no longer there. It was like she was there just for the beginning of it, and then when I started to feel comfortable, and I started to feel like, oh, this is what is this? It's like all of a sudden she was no longer there. So as I'm sitting in the boat, and we're moving, we're going somewhere. I don't know where we're going, but the boat is moving and everyone's there. I decide to get out of underneath the deck and get above where the boat is, where you can see everything. And so when I get out of the boat, like inside of it, like the part where people go in to sleep inside the boat. So I go up the stairs of the boat, and I'm on top of the deck, and now I'm on the deck. I'm looking at the view, and everything looks like just open ocean. I mean, sea, I don't know, lake, I don't know what it is, but to me it was just open waters. Let's put it like that, because I don't know what it was, but it was just open water. And as we are all going to a location where I do not know where. I remember I remember seeing this guy in the water when we showed up at the place where we were supposed to be, that we finally show up and the boat says to slow down. I see this man inside the water scuba diving, but when I see this man, he looked very tall to me. Like he looked like 6'3", maybe 6'5", like, or maybe 6'7", I don't know, but he was just a very tall man. I don't know if his scuba diving made him even taller, because you know how you have to put those fins, like feet fins, that kind of gives you like an extensions and makes you appear taller, but a lot of time it's just what you all that rubber that you put on your feet to help you swim. And so he had all the gears and everything, like if he was scuba diving, and he was just having so much fun, just enjoying the atmosphere. And I was just so amazed. And then suddenly I get out of the boat, and at first when I was inside of the boat where people tend to sleep or sit, I remember that I was wearing I was very comfortable. I remember I was wearing shorts. I remember wearing like a t-shirt. I was very comfortable. Wearing, comfortable clothing. And then all of a sudden, this is what got very interesting. When I stepped out of the boat, that we finally got to our destination, I was wearing this beautiful white dress, this gorgeous white dress that you see here in the drawing that I did. This beautiful white dress. When I touched the sand, I remember had like rocks. It had like these little rocks. So I didn't know how to draw the rocks, but I tried my best to do the sand. So I remember walking in the rocks and everything. And I remember my hair being long and flowy. I don't even know what color it was. I just remember feeling the dress. I knew that the dress was white. I knew the dress was so long that I had to actually grab it and hold it. Let me show you. So right here, I tried to draw myself holding the dress up. So I was holding the dress because the dress actually went further down, and I picked up the dress, and I was so happy that I set it to walk. And I saw this beautiful view of the ocean or the lake. It looked more like a lake, like a private area, like a private place. Literally, it looked very secluded. It looked so secluded that I remember rocks. I remember trees. There were small trees in this. I remember people were here sitting. And I remember just walking and just being like in awe of just this beautiful, gorgeous place that it was breathtaking, very breathtaking to see such of a gorgeous place. I mean, this painting doesn't do justice of what I saw in my dreams. I tried so hard to draw what I saw in my dreams, bring it to life. And like even the mountains, even this, guys, it wasn't even like this. I tried to somewhat give you an idea of what I was seeing, but it was just gorgeous. I mean, the landscaping, the water was crisp, the everything. There was no yellow. There was no. I mean, it was just gorgeous. And I remember just being there, and just being in awe of all this, and just having a moment of just taking it all in. And I just woke up just admiring nature, admiring this gorgeous, beautiful place. And when I was there, I woke up. And so even though this dream was quick and simple, in a sense that I was in the boat, somehow I knew that I was being taken somewhere. I did not know where. I knew that I saw Yahusha was in the boat with me and with so many others that were in there as well. And along the way, we finally came to our destination, and it was this beautiful island, this gorgeous island that just seemed untouchable. It seemed like no one has been there, and it was gorgeous and beautiful. And I remember that one moment I was wearing one outfit, and as soon as I stepped out of the boat, that my feet just touched that ground, all of a sudden I was wearing a white dress, just like that. And it was just beautiful and amazing. It was such an amazing dream that I really worked hard on this painting, trying to recreate what I saw in my mind, but it really doesn't do justice. But I hope that this gives you a little bit of understanding of what I saw in that dream. Something is coming, change is coming, and I just know and feel that I just wanted to say that the first fruit, the 144,000, get ready. Get yourself ready. Make sure that you are ready. Make sure that you are ready. Because it's time to go soon. It's time to go soon. I'm sure that you guys are all feeling it. But soon, get yourself ready. Because it will be time to go.